In the heart of Australia, a gripping mystery unfolded in 1994, buried within the depths of a newspaper advertisement. For nearly 2 decades, this enigmatic tale has intrigued and perplexed not only the police and investigators, but also countless others. It was a crime so meticulously organized that it seemed unsolvable, a puzzle with no clear solution. Deep beneath the surface of a seemingly ordinary newspaper ad, a profound secret lay hidden, waiting to be unearthed. Fast forward to 1997, 3 years after Marion Barter placed that advertisement. Marion, an educated woman living in Australia's Gold Coast, had led a life marked by 3 unsuccessful marriages. Though she had financial stability, her husband's support was short-lived. Left to raise 2 children on her own, she made a fateful decision. Marion declared to her daughter, "I want to give myself some time. I want to give myself some time alone and want to go to London." Her daughter, supportive of her mother's decision, encouraged her to pursue this newfound desire. In June 1997, Marion took the bold step of resigning from her teaching job, articulating her desire to travel and seek employment in England in her resignation letter. She also requested the renewal of her teacher certification for the upcoming school year. On the 22nd of June 1997, she left Australia for a year-long adventure in England, planning to explore the United Kingdom and Europe. Throughout her journey, Marion maintained regular contact with her family, sending them postcards, letters, and gifts from various locations around England. However, this routine communication abruptly ceased after a few weeks. Her daughter, Sally, initially assumed that her mother was engrossed in exploring London and didn't think much of it. But as 4 months passed without any word from Marion, concern began to mount. It was her son's 18th birthday, an occasion Marion had never missed. Yet, this year, there was no call, no celebration. The absence of a mother's birthday. Wishes spoke volumes, marking the depth of her mysterious disappearance. For almost 2 decades, Marion and her son had celebrated birthdays together. However, in 1997, after her son had relocated to England, the dynamic shifted. The son's birthday arrived 4 months after his move, and it was the first time Marion failed to call and extend her wishes. This departure from tradition alarmed Sally, who initiated her own investigation. Sally's first step was to contact the travel agent, who had arranged Marion's trip, but she found no useful information there. Her next move was to examine her mother's bank records. What she discovered there was deeply unsettling. Marion had sold her house, withdrawn her savings, and resigned from her job, actions her children were entirely unaware of. These revelations raised significant concerns, and Sally's determination to uncover the truth intensified. By October, Marion had been missing for 4 months, and Sally's worry grew with each passing day. She finally turned to the police, sharing her apprehensions about her mother's sudden departure, the sale of her property, and the substantial withdrawals from her bank account. However, the police's initial response left much to be desired. They visited Marion's former school and her bank, with the bank confirming that the withdrawals had indeed been made by Marion herself. The police, in turn, concluded that Marion had likely chosen to live independently and use her resources to fund her new life. But the mystery of Marion Barter's disappearance persisted, casting a shadow of doubt and intrigue. Marion and Sally were a mother-daughter duo bound by a deep and unbreakable bond. Marion had a dream she had been hesitant to pursue, but Sally played a pivotal role in encouraging her. She understood her mother's fears and offered not dismissal, but empathy, encouragement, and unwavering support. This support empowered Marion to summon the courage to chase her dreams, illustrating the profound influence of familial love on personal growth. However, their family was fractured, with each member carving out their own paths, and Marion's sudden absence left them in disarray. Despite the police's apparent indifference, Sally continued to yearn for answers, haunted by one burning question: why did my mother leave us and go? The love of a mother is irreplaceable. But what happens when that love vanishes without a trace? In 2009, one of Marion's children, now a mother herself, Resolved to find her missing mother and unravel the mysteries surrounding her disappearance, with her husband's support, she hired a detective, determined to uncover the truth, regardless of whether the police could or would not. This marked the turning point in the search for Marion Barter. The detective gradually pieced together Marion's puzzling journey, and one day they delivered shocking news to Sally. Marion had indeed traveled to London in June 1997, only to return to Australia several months later. The detective revealed a startling revelation. Marion had altered her identity and assumed the name Floribella Natalia Marion Remekel. After her return to Australia in August, she had posed as a housewife, living in Luxembourg under this new name, supported by corroborating documents that confirmed her new identity. Sally was left with no doubt, and the detective's revelations about Marion's mysterious journey painted a clearer picture. However, the burning question persisted. Why had her mother hidden her identity and abandoned her family in Australia? Marion's multiple name changes and identities remained an enigma that Sally was determined to unravel, regardless of the cost. When Sally turned to the police for assistance, they hesitated to intervene, asserting that Marion had left of her own free will. In her desperation, Sally found solace and support in an Australian crime podcast, where she shared her mother's story in the hopes of finding answers. The podcast found Marion's tale intriguing and aired it under the title The Lady Vanished, captivating the public's attention. The mystery of a mother disappearing like a wisp of smoke became the talk of the town, leaving many perplexed and questioning the motive behind Marion's actions. The pressure mounted on the Australian police as the public clamored for justice for Sally and demanded action. Finally, in 2019, the Australian police decided to reopen the case, now officially naming Marion as the missing person and launching a fresh wave of investigation. Sally's quest to find her mother had gained the backing of the law, marking a new chapter in the search for answers. However, during this renewed probe, a man named Rick Blum emerged as a person of interest, an 83-year-old man with a dark past. Rick was known for charming women, marrying them, and then stripping them of their wealth. He had a knack for changing his name and appearance frequently, having altered his identity at least 17 times. Could Rick Blum hold the key to Marion's disappearance? The mystery deepened as Rick Blum's connection to Marion became apparent. He had a history of swindling women, particularly those of Marion's age. When questioned by the police, he recognized Marion from a photograph, but vehemently denied any wrongdoing, insisting that they had met but had not married. He admitted to placing the newspaper that had initially connected them and acknowledged his habit of frequently changing his name. However, he maintained his innocence and claimed to have no knowledge of Marion's whereabouts. As of now, Rick Blum, at 83 years old, resides in Australia, and Marion's fate remains shrouded in mystery. The question of whether Marion is alive or not continues to haunt those involved in the case. If she is indeed alive, the perplexing question remains: why is she hiding from her own daughter, leaving her family with so many unanswered questions? The Australian police hold a crucial piece of evidence related to Marion's case, yet it remains undisclosed. Speculation abounds about Marion's fate in Australia, with lingering questions about whether Rick Blum played a role in her disappearance, or if other factors are at play. The mystery endures, leaving us all with more questions than answers. Marion's story has garnered widespread attention, appearing in podcasts, newspapers, and even prompting the police to offer a substantial reward for any information that could shed light on her whereabouts. This year, the New South Wales Police increased the reward to 500,000 Australian dollars, $338,000, for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. Despite the conclusion of the inquest, Sally Leyden, Marion's daughter, remains steadfast in her quest for answers. She is determined to keep searching and hopes that her mother's disappearance will drive changes in Australian laws. Sally advocates for easier access to missing persons records for family members after a period of no contact, providing them with better opportunities to uncover leads and gather witness recollections before memories fade away. While Sally accepts that her mother is likely no longer alive, her desire to understand how and why Marion disappeared persists. "I just want to know where she is and what happened," Sally passionately declares. She pleads with the public to help her find the answers that have eluded her for so long. The story of Marion, the woman who vanished, continues to be marked by uncertainty, anticipation, and an unwavering quest for truth.